What's up, fam? I'm your host, Jack Settleman. Joining me today, and as always, my co-host and longtime best friend, Abe Granoff. Today, we're in the stew. Abe.
I think we should add that.
What?
Like Snoop, like Snoop. In the stew.
Don't we want it to be our own thing, though?
Yeah, maybe. Or we can just, I don't know, don't you just content jack everyone anyway?
All right. So,
I love being in the stew, baby.
Let me ask you,
Got
what
the lights.
is on? Yeah, we got the lights today.
You think we look better or worse? Probably uglier.
I don't know. Casey sent me a text that apparently we were blurry in the last one. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I thought the quality
He wears
was
contacts though, right?
He wears glasses.
So maybe you should wear them more.
Yeah. Well, I did have a question for you.
Go ahead.
What is on your mind today?
So I know I've been talking a lot about like New York recently. Mm-hmm. It's because I moved here a few months ago, and it definitely takes a while to adjust to New York lifestyle. One thing that I haven't adjusted to, and I don't think I will, everyone always wants to do shit during the week. It pisses me off.
Like record a podcast, do shit? Or
no, because that's like, I consider this kind of work.
Okay.
So like it's in my schedule. I know that's baked in.
Yeah.
Like, yo, let's get a drink at like 7 o'clock on a Tuesday. What? We're supposed to hate our lives for Monday through Friday and then do that shit on the weekend. I am such a routine-oriented person where it's like...
Did you knock something down already? That might have been record speed.
No, I didn't.
I heard something bang.
It's your apartment.
Let me help you out. Pull the mic down a little because I know you're like reaching back. You can. There you go.
Ooh, this feels better.
No.
No, I like this.
Move it out in front of you.
Why?
Just because. And then I think you can. There you go.
Anyway, people need to go back into their hole and just be sad pieces of shit during the week. That is how I feel about New York. It's like I like to go to the gym. I like to cook dinner. Like I like my routines. Like I don't want to get a casual beer at 7 o'clock. And I love casual beers on the weekend. If you look at me on the weekend at a Saturday and we're not doing anything and you just look at me and go, yeah, we'll grab a beer. Fuck yeah. Absolutely. But on a Wednesday, a Thursday is a little different.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Are you actually opposed to doing it on a Tuesday? Like, are you offended that someone asked you? Or is it because you know you want to do it, but it's going to then, that'll just spiral? Not into like you being John
One beer sometimes turns into 9.
It could, and then you're hungover at work, and then you're not at the gym.
And then your week is all fucked up.
That's what I mean.
Food shopping, it's a spiraling effect.
And so when we went to the Spurs game, I think it was on like a Wednesday night.
Game?
Spurs Knicks.
Oh, yeah.
If you even remember who the other team was. Like that spiraled out of control. It started with a beer. Then it started with
I was hungover as shit the next day.
Shit, it was brutal. But like that was worth it, right?
Yeah.
For a normal Tuesday beer, which has the risk of that.
And I'm not just saying like one beer. I'm not just saying like let's go get a drink.
Yeah, but everyone
always wants to do shit in New York on the weekdays, and I'm not used to that at all. Expensive. You do it on the weekends anyway.
But the reason you're in New York,
reason they have a weekend is for this exact reason, so that you can hate your life for 5 days and then just forget about it for 2. It's like living 10 for 2, as we used to say, And that's never how I've rolled, and it taking a lot of getting used to and a lot of excuses having to be made up.
Right, but that's the beauty of New York.
I've turned into a big liar.
You could rock out like every week, every day. Have a great night. You could go to 5 Iron Golf one day. You could go to your boys play video games.
There's endless possibilities in this city, and I just wish there was maybe a cap on the possibilities.
Just keep it like Thursday night. You're like, okay, maybe.
Like I can be convinced it'll take a little bit, but don't come at me on a Tuesday and try and like do something. I want to be sad. I want to go to bed before 10. Yeah. I want to cook my dinner.
Work out, keep the routine. I get that. You want to stay within the routine.
I'm a routine guy, and people aren't in this city.
All right. Well, if you're looking for a place with less to do, how about 4 days in the darkness? How's that sound?
I might just actually trade. You know what? The Jets should trade me.
I'll go to Green Bay or to the darkness?
I'll go to Green Bay.
Okay. What revelations do you think you would have if you were locked in a dark room for 3 hours? Or 3 days?
First revelation is I shouldn't have fucking done this. Right when the lights go out. And then you probably have some thoughts creeping in about monsters, someone else is in there. We won't go into what's actually I'm thinking about.
You're
this.
having like real nightmares.
But the point is, Aaron Rodgers is coming to New York. So we think.
Yeah.
So we think. And if you watch Pat McAfee today, you know what? Actually, the best part, I think you'll talk about in Cuck of the Week, so I'll save it for that. My favorite part from the McAfee show today and Aaron Rodgers was when I rose, he said word for word, when I rose from the darkness.
What up, Batman?
What are you, fucking Joker?
Maybe he wanted to be an eagle.
I want to be a Jet. Oh my God. It's this guy. This is why I said last week that he's kind of Kyrie of the NFL. It's all about him. And he goes from a franchise in a, I know Cleveland's your city, but he goes from a random city franchise with one championship to the Schwag New York Would you consider, for those of you who don't mean swag, know what swag means? It's a word Jack and I have been using our whole lives. We can incorporate that now. And it just means like you're the worst of a brother sibling. It's like the intern, the Schwag Settlement.
Yes.
My brother, the Schwag Granoff. Up for debate. But New York.
Oh, with Maya in the picture.
Are the Jets the Schwag New York football team?
No. Like
historically, no, but recently,
no. Historically, yes, because the Giants have two and they only have the one with Namath. But both are so poverty right now that it's like there's no clear dominant. Like the Giants were celebrating, signing Danny Dimes and going to the playoffs last year. That's just swag within.
If you are Jordy Nelson, how pissed are you?
Why? Because you had to
he
play
wasn't on the wish.
Bay?
You got frickin'. You got
Randall Cobb.
You got Odell. You've got fucking Donald Driver's probably on there. Brett Favre probably wants to come with.
So you said that is your favorite part, is that he said he rose from the darkness. My favorite part is when he said, this isn't decision day. I'm not making an announcement.
But here's
but let's go back to 2003. And I want to give him credit here because we shit on Rodgers a lot. A lot of people were like, the decision, greater than. But at least
this one was for charity.
At least Rodgers.
The decision was for charity.
At least Rodgers drew this shit out and knew what he was doing. Like Rodgers could have gotten up there and he could have said nothing. But he was like, in 2005, and then
he had a script.
He talked about Jordan Love openly. He was like super transparent, which is everything we really want in this new like players have a mic. So I actually give Rodgers credit. Now I think as far as the Jets, I've gone on record and said I'm not fading the Jets necessarily, but are they a Rodgers away from being a true Super Bowl contender? No, I don't think so.
I don't think. And this is obviously not true. I'm just saying this now because I'm not on that side. If I was a Jet fan, I wouldn't necessarily be able to get up and be that like jacked up.
Oh no! Stop! The best quarterback they've had.
Okay, you're right. They
haven't been
from
in
an
the playoffs
unbiased
in 12.
outside perspective.
Yeah.
Let's just say this: Aaron Rodgers is,
40.
in my opinion, 40. Correct. In my opinion, is kind of ruining what the Jets are building. Right? They're building all this young talent around them. He wants to come in, have his type of situation, have his guys around him. He wants to bring all the weapons from Green Bay, but in Green Bay the weapons weren't good enough.
Let me defend Jets
don't
fans.
you dare.
Okay.
Oh no, I thought you were defend Rodgers. Defend Jets fans.
Jets fans, look, I'll play the other side of the coin here. Bringing in Randall Cobb, he's going to get no time. They replace Corey Davis, who was wide receiver 3, with Alan Lazard. That is an upgrade. So you got Lazard, and it's not like Wilson's target share is going down because of Alan Lazard. So this stuff's a little overblown. And Odell, maybe he's just the 4th wide receiver on the team, or maybe he's better than Elijah Moore, and they can get rid of Elijah Moore and all his diva-esque tendencies. So I get the hype behind the Jets. I get why Jets fans are excited. All I'm saying is pump the brakes. I think Buffalo is the prohibitive favorite in your division. Look, if Aaron Rodgers returns to MVP form, if
wait,
who's the Jets?
Okay,
the Jets.
Just making sure.
If Aaron Rodgers, actually, it's probably Miami.
No,
betting odds.
No, betting odds is legitimately the Jets, even before he announced his decision.
It's close.
No, it's not.
No, I think it is. I'm not saying by betting odds.
Okay.
I get the hype for the Jets. I would be excited. Like I don't want to be like, don't be excited. Right. You haven't been to the playoffs in 12 years. Get hype. But just understand what's coming, which is Aaron Rodgers, a lot of media stuff, it's just gonna get feisty. So
let's stay on this topic real quick, right? We'll do the internet graphic of the week. It's a picture of Zach Wilson. You've all seen it. We can put it into this clip right here. It says, in reference to whoever, this was back in January, whoever that the Jets were going to bring in to play quarterback, it was going to be a competition with Zach Wilson, right? He said, and I quote, "I'm going to make that dude's life hell in practice every day." How do you do that to Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, that's easy.
You fuck his mom and bring her there?
Come on. They already have that.
Like his family's going to, Zach Wilson is going to bring Aaron Rodgers' family to every practice.
I love that.
That's just, Zach, I hate to tell you, but
I don't know if he'll be in that locker room. I don't think you can. It's too chaotic. I would stack the team with Rodgers and Flacco. You got 2 one-time Super Bowl
I was
champions.
thinking the Wentz route.
Oh, what? No.
The whole anti-vax quarterback room type thing.
That could be an angle. That could be an angle.
Zach Wilson, the only thing you can do to get back at Aaron Rodgers is text his mom.
And you're not getting her number from Aaron because I don't think
he doesn't
Aaron
have
has
it.
Right?
He doesn't have it.
What's his brother's name? Jordan Rodgers?
Jordan. Yeah, the receiver from like Vanderbilt, maybe.
Wait, what? No, I'm talking about Aaron's.
Yeah,
Aaron's,
wasn't he a?
Did he play?
I think so.
I don't know. He was on The Bachelor though.
Maybe that's.
Am I thinking?
Maybe he
No,
played
I'm
reality.
thinking Palmer. I'm thinking.
This is why we bring This is why we bring it. All right, ready?
Yeah, this is why we need Eagleson to come down from Canada.
Aaron Rodgers' brother, Jordan Rodgers.
Jordan Rodgers. How about that? 1 point for Jack.
Jordan Rodgers.
Oh, you're checking if he actually played at Vandy. Yeah, he's hot.
Okay, relax.
What? You just
I don't say Joe. Was on The Bachelor.
Okay, I knew that, but you said played at Vanderbilt. No, that could be true.
Should we better go 3 for 3?
What? He's hot. He was on The Bachelor.
Played 2 seasons at Vanderbilt, Jordan Rodgers.
Go.
And now he is...
I think he's just a hot ex.
I think he's a professional. Hired by ESPN as a college football analyst.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Jesse Palmer
Yeah.
also was on The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Also was hired as a...
And they look very much alike.
And they look alike. And is Jesse Palmer brothers potentially with Carson Palmer?
No, Jordan Palmer.
Jesse Palmer is the name.
No, but Jordan Palmer's the thing too. I think he's a quarterback coach. Who's Billy Palmer? We're going deep down the rabbit hole right now.
Jesse Palmer related? Oh, that's interesting. Is Jesse Palmer is not related to Carson Palmer?
I told you. Check Jordan Palmer though.
Who the hell is Jordan Palmer? You just combined Rodgers and
check Jordan Palmer. Yeah.
What is this guy supposed to mean to me?
What do you mean? It's Carson Palmer's brother.
Oh, look at the little nepotism there. Played for the Bengals.
That's what I'm saying. Jesse's not his. It's Jordan.
So let's do the trade. Ready? You've got Aaron Rodgers, whose brother is Jordan Rodgers, who played at Vanderbilt, was on The Bachelor, is sexually attractive. Then you've got Jesse Palmer, played in the NFL, was on The Bachelor, is
ESPN analyst.
Is sexually attractive. Back to Jordan Rodgers, also an ESPN analyst now for college football.
Yes.
So Jesse Palmer and Jordan Rodgers are not related.
But Jordan Palmer is related to Carson Palmer.
You know the Always Sunny in Philadelphia meme where he's pointing to everything?
Yes. We knew that on
we
the
got
board.
it. We need that here.
Okay.
So that was how we chewed up time in this podcast.
Okay, now on to the next subject.
If your name is Jordan or Jesse and you are hot and used to play football and you want to come on the pod, we don't care what your last name is.
So what would you say? Zeke Elliott, he finally gets cut. Let's give Jerry Jones, before he croaks out, a little credit. Finally, they cut him because you know that Jerry wanted to keep him.
You know what the shame is with Zeke, and I can say this now because he's not a Cowboy, is that his career is going to go criminally underrated.
Oh. I thought you were
for
going
the
to talk
sole
about
reason
the drop-off.
that he got drafted in the first round, in the top 4 pick. He was extremely productive, extremely good, but the whole thing around it was he's chewing up all the cap, and that's why the Dallas situation might leave with a sour taste.
And that's why the Dallas Cowboys tagged Pollard so they could pay him $10 million against the cap.
It's so, like, who should sign Zeke at this point? Does he have stuff left in the tank? Sure. Can he be like a Leonard Fournette was for Tampa Bay? Sure.
Yes.
I said sure.
No,
You got excited about that.
because that hits. But what I'm not excited about is that the Buffalo Bills are the team that's rumored for every running back. Dalvin and James Cook reunited.
I like Zeke
Joe
there.
Mixon, Austin Eckler, Zeke Elliott. Why are the Buffalo Bills talked about like they're Ezekiel Elliott away? They got smacked around.
There's
by
never been a
Cincinnati.
team in NFL history that's a running back away.
Ever. But at least in years past, it was like the Chiefs who were, okay, they can use their first on Clyde Edwards-Helaire because they don't need anything else. I get the Bills have a pretty complete roster, but they're not the best roster by any stretch.
That's funny you say that. Because last year in the beginning of the season, I was trying to argue that the Eagles were the best roster, and you were pounding the table.
They were last year. But they just got stripped of Edmonds this year. They got injured. I don't even know if Stephon Diggs is going to be on the team at this point.
You know something? You sourcing?
No, that's like he's
That's what sources are saying.
Yeah, sources. What
Sources
would they
talk.
say? Like league execs believe, or what I'm hearing is that. Yeah. So I don't think that Buffalo necessarily should sign Zeke because there's other teams that might be willing to actually pay him a couple bucks. Because I agree with you. He's probably, I don't know. He's dusty, man.
He's dusty as shit.
Dusty.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He doesn't really catch the ball.
Yeah.
So at this
He
point.
can, though. He can.
But he doesn't.
And
he's
neither did
old.
Fournette, and then they started using him. So, honestly, I don't give a damn about Zeke.
Any team who is the upper echelon of the league can consider themselves contenders, who have kind of everything figured out. Like, this is a fun move if you're
But I
paying
don't think
him
there's that team this
$3
year.
million. It's the Bills. It's the Bills. They did re-sign Devin Singletary, I'm pretty sure.
And they drafted James Cook. So don't sign Zeke. Please do not sign Zeke. And they re-signed Nyheim Hines. They're not signing Zeke. That's not a spot for him. All right, let's talk about Lamar Jackson.
Oh, yes. Sure.
Lamar Jackson at like 3 p.m. Eastern, and 4 p.m. Eastern was when teams could reach out to him, which apparently no one has, which I'll continue to laugh about.
Wait. Continue.
At 3 p.m. Eastern, he posted a gram. Those kicks were looking good. Atlanta Falcons colors. I was ready to rise up, but it was just, Lamar not caring about anything. But more importantly, he did make some comments about guaranteed money yesterday.
That's what I was looking for.
Finally, after essentially a year of this, we have at least a little bit of details. Now, the initial response was like, oh, he's saying the Ravens like lowballed him and he's finally going public. What it seems like after all the dust has been swept away is he's just refuting maybe Adam Schefter's report.
I think so. How I interpret it, everyone kind of interpreted this differently. What it said was Adam Schefter said that Lamar had turned down, I believe, 5 for 200 guaranteed, if that was the number.
With injury guarantees.
Sure. It came out to 5 for 200 guaranteed. Lamar, you're not going to. Are you defending Adam Schefter over Lamar right now?
No.
Okay.
No, I was about to say, I don't think if he got 200 guaranteed, I think he'd be there.
So do I.
Which is
so
why I don't
he
think
responded and he said 3 for 133. And I need an agent. So what I think he was saying...
Poop emoji, poop emoji, poop emoji.
Well, there was a poop emoji?
Yeah.
3 poops?
I think so.
That's a diarrhea. What I think he was saying is telling Schefter, I may be broke, but you got no sources, brother. You need to find an agent. I need an agent. You need an agent to get the right information because all these agents aren't chewing the numbers into Adam Schefter's ear and trying to, gain leverage because Lamar doesn't have an agent. The only person that knows what contract was offered is Eric DeCosta and is Lamar Jackson. Do you think DeCosta is going to Adam Schefter and telling him he was offered 5 for 200 in it?
He could.
Stop.
I mean, the team wants leverage, right? They do. But
do you think the team wants leverage, or does the team want a fucking quarterback who won an MVP?
I don't know.
Because I actually don't think they want him. They're looking at Jacoby Brissett. They're looking at Baker Mayfield.
Relax.
They're giving Snoop the tag.
I think he got chicken tender French fried or something.
He got chicken tendied, yeah, which means that
he got Snapback Kitchen.
So another team can offer Snoop, Pro Bowler, might I add.
Yes.
And the other team can match, and the Ravens just don't get anything back. The Ravens are cool with letting Snoop walk. A Pro Bowl quarterback. This is a what have you done for me lately league.
It is.
And Lamar has not been to a Pro Bowl, and Snoop has. That's all I'm saying.
That's facts. Neither has Jalen Hurts, though, and you want to give him $500 million.
Jalen Hurts is a Pro Bowler.
When?
This year.
No, he didn't go to the Pro Bowl.
He didn't go.
Neither did Lamar Jackson.
But he was elected.
So was Lamar Jackson.
Was he?
Yeah, Snoop Huntley was elected. You don't think many people above him? I mean, probably more.
I thought Snoop looked good.
All right, so, the Eagles are losing everyone. Darius Slay got released today. would you say that one was at least a little bit of a shock?
Yes.
I know you're gonna rationalize it. I'm not disagreeing.
Watch
but
this.
But all right, all I want to preface this with is after you guys won the Super Bowl in 19, it was we got all these guys
18.
locked up for the next 2 years, right? And obviously it didn't pan out that way, also because the quarterback sucked. But you guys did lose a lot of pieces. Like Cincy even retained more pieces last year. You see how the Rams ended up. We'll see how the Chiefs end up. They've already had to cut a guy. The best roster in football isn't going to be the Eagles next year. Definitively, no, it's not. And I hope you draft Bijan. Oh, that would
There's
be
a
so
zero.
good.
We have 3 running backs taking it. Howie Roseman fucking gets it. That's what I'll say.
Okay, no. Talk about the Eagles. Are they going to regress?
Are they going to regress? No, because I think we're going back to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So that's
and
what
he
I
lost
think.
the Super Bowl.
As far as Slay goes,
Yeah.
was it surprising? Yes. Because I wasn't as educated on his situation as I should have
his
been.
birth certificate.
He's turning 30. He's 32 years old, turning 33 years old. Taking up $26 million in salary cap next
Is there
year.
any dead cap on this?
So you're
cut?
supposed to, yeah, it's like $8 million or something.
$8 billion?
So they try to restructure him. Drew Rosenhaus, who has been the devil to the Philadelphia Eagles for years to come, is obviously just trying to get a bag for his client. And you know what? The Slay was a little bit surprising, but you bring back Bradbury. We're still making the push for C.J. Gardner-Johnson. You lose both your linebackers, which this team has never had an emphasis for linebacker play. You have Nakobe Dean coming in. You lose Javon Hargrave. You have Jordan Davis coming in. It's like nothing that's happening is backbreaking. Marcus Epps, fine. Who cares about Marcus Epps? But nothing that has happened is backbreaking at all. So let's talk about something. Rashad Penny's fucking good.
He is good.
Like,
he can't stay healthy. but
Right,
he's
he
good.
can't stay healthy, but I was learning a lot about Rashad Penny yesterday on the timeline. He's like
tackles.
sick.
Yeah, he breaks
If he's
tackles.
healthy, he's sick. We've got 3 running backs, all competent. This is how you GM.
But Boston Scott's gone.
No, we've re-signed him.
okay.
3 running backs behind the best offensive line. Oh, Jason Kelsey's back. What do you mean?
Well, Jason Kelsey, Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox. With age,
Jason
like you're
Kelsey
talking about,
was the best center in
No,
football
I know,
last
but you're
year.
talking about Darius Slay
Brandon Graham
getting
came off
older.
an Achilles and had 11 sacks last year.
But you're talking about these guys getting older. They're only going to be.
Yeah, I was
older.
fine with Fletch moving on, but
Yeah.
we re-signed him. Whatever.
Okay. All right.
But we're going to still be definitively
No.
the best roster in the NFC.
Well, when we say best roster, is that excluding or including quarterback?
Including.
Okay.
Is the
Because
quarterback on the
Dolphins
roster?
fans have been saying we have the best roster in the AFC. If our quarterback this,
You know
if
what's
our-
beautiful is that this week's What the Puck, so we don't have to hear shit about the Dolphins.
Facts.
I almost just knocked that down.
NBA news. We're skipping John Morant.
No, we're
'cause-
not.
Oh, we're not?
No, we're not.
Oh, go ahead.
So there's an interview coming out tonight.
It's out.
No, it's not the full thing.
Oh, the clips are
The
out.
clips are out. And the one clip that I saw was John, and maybe I shouldn't go down this path, but I'm going to. Good thing we can cut this now. John Morant had a sit down with Jalen Rose, and what he said was, the gun wasn't mine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't condone that type of stuff. I made a mistake, blah, blah, blah. You don't condone it? You don't condone guns? You mean to I actually think it would have been better if it was his gun.
Yeah.
Not legally,
Yeah.
but for the message behind it and his apology. Jack, if I don't condone guns or I don't condone what happened, and I then went out of my way to come up to you and say, yo, let me get that for this Instagram Live, does that look like I don't condone something? This is like, if you're going to apologize for something, and I get it, he's a 23-year-old, 24-year-old kid, this is going to happen. He needs these humbling moments in life. Thankfully, nobody was hurt, or they could have actually been hurt. But if you're going to apologize for something, don't do that backpedal bullshit. His first words out of his mouth was, the gun wasn't mine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in the
disagree.
context of the situation. The law determined that the gun wasn't his. Why does he then have to go to Jalen Rose and bring up that first and foremost? What you're there to do is say, I was wrong. I'm going to learn from it, blah, blah, blah. No one cares who the gun was except for the law.
Well, and the NBA and the Memphis Grizzlies and his
But
team.
don't say you don't condone it if you're shirtless, flexing it on it, and you don't condone that type
What
of
do you
behavior.
want him to say, though? Say nothing?
No, say I fucked up. I'm sorry. I'm going to learn
But
from
that's
this.
saying nothing.
Be vanilla. Yes, be vanilla. That's what I want him to say.
I think they had to PR it.
He's
and
saying I'm
they
not
had
condoning
to-
it, though, and he doesn't condone all these violence. This is starting to be the boy who cried wolf. This isn't a first-time offense for John Morant. It was the finish line stuff. It was the laser pointer at the Pacers bus. Like, you do condone this bullshit behavior. Just say you're going to cut it out. Saying I don't condone it means that if somebody else did it, I would have massive issues with it. And that's not the case because he's doing it. I feel very passionate about this.
Okay,
I just
that.
do.
I see that. I understand why they had to go about it that way and why they probably couldn't just tell the truth because I don't know.
I want him to admit
if
that
it was
that
Monday, it might be.
I
cap
want him
of
to
the
admit
week.
that was a bitch gun.
Yeah, right.
I want him to admit that.
Like, how funny would that have been? He pulls up on Jalen Rose, not pulls up, but just like
Yo,
sits
bad
on the chair.
choice of words.
And Jalen Rose got his, his bar, everything. He's just
Hair
like,
lined up.
You think I would have a gun that fucking small?
My shit big.
Yeah, But let's talk about the ring culture because Damian Lillard went on JJ Redick's podcast and he's always kind of doing PR around himself where he's like he wants to set this narrative. The initial narrative.
Let me guess. Did he say he's loyal? He's staying in Portland.
The initial narrative is loyalty. And look, the guy has been loyal as they come because he has not left that trash franchise. The deepest they ever went was getting swept in the conference finals. They got smacked by the Knicks last night, even though he had like 36 points. But now he's saying how the NBA has changed. And he's being a boomer. And he's being like, it wasn't always about rings. And what?
He says the journey doesn't matter anymore.
Since when?
He's spot fucking on, Jack.
What?
He is spot on about this. Nobody cares about anything except winning championships.
Yeah.
You're part of the problem. You started this shit. 6-0, 6-0, 6-0. Because that's all that matters. When LeBron started coming up and doing all that he's doing and actually probably eclipsing Jordan in every aspect other than being 6-0, that was the only thing that Jordan... No, I'm not done. That was the only thing that Jordan fans had to hold on to was 6-0. And to this day, that's all that they have to hold on to. And it spilled over into the media members and these old heads that were in the Jordan generation that are saying, nothing matters. Just get it done and win a championship. And that is why, in my opinion, you see all this load management stuff anymore. These guys don't care about the regular season because they know that's not what they're there
That's
for.
bullshit.
No, it's not. They're
That's
brainwashed into
bullshit.
thinking nobody
'Cause
gives a fuck. No. They're brainwashed into thinking, this is the first time I grabbed the mic angrily. They're brainwashed into thinking that nobody gives a fuck what you do as long as you're the last one standing
Correct.
in June.
That is how it is.
That
always
is ring
been.
culture.
That
No,
is-
it's not,
That is
dude.
how it has always been. Not only in the NBA, not only in sports, in every phase of life. That's how it's been.
No, it's not.
People look at champions. They don't look at anything else. What are you talking about? You don't think the narrative on MJ was when MJ scored 48 points per game but Bird beat them in the playoffs.
But I didn't know. I thought MJ just won every playoff
No, he
series ever
didn't.
played.
They got
Interesting.
swept.
Listen, man. That's the
I won't even let you tell me to listen. Are you telling me it's now only about championships?
No, the problem is that nowadays,
Yeah.
if you don't
Oh,
have
so
it
teams got smarter. And they started and they started
respectfully,
And
I'm
they-
going to say this respectfully, shut the fuck up.
and they started solving for championships, right?
No, asshole. Listen. What matters now is the fact that if you are not winning a championship,
Yeah.
if you are a Russell Westbrook, or if you are a James Harden for like the next 3 or 4 months, if 2 or 3 months, if you are a Joel Embiid,
Sure.
if you are...
You're just listing Sixers who haven't won a championship. I got it.
Who else hasn't won? I feel like everyone wins with championships but us, right? If you're Charles Barkley, right? Now it's a shtick on inside. You, and maybe not Charles, the new players, they get slandered because they don't have a championship. It is a negative against them and brings down everything else they've done. Damian Lillard is right in the fact that you are not appreciated for what you did unless you have a championship. And that's bullshit. That is bullshit. Because 15, 20 years ago, Everyone loved Allen Iverson, never had a championship.
Yeah.
It is actually
and you don't think the narrative around him was that he didn't win a championship?
No, I think everyone thinks he's
People
unbelievable
still
great,
love players who don't have championships.
but they get
Yeah, they get slandered because and LeBron James has 4 and people slander the shit out of him. And Stephen Curry had 3 and they slandered him and Kevin Durant. It's always been about rings and it'll always be about rings because that's what
I
the
do
fuck
think
people
load
can-
management has a lot to do with the fact that all that people talk
That's
about is
great
rings.
because the season is too long. And if you want to talk about what's changed, the NBA is money hungry. They've always been money hungry, but they're more money hungry and they got to make money. And to do that, you got to play 82 games. In the most optimal scenario, the season's probably 50 games. We could decide everything in 50 games and then play the playoffs. The playoffs then are 16 to 24 games the champion's going to play.
I think I see your angle here.
What's the angle?
By the way, Tobias is too. Let's go at half. Your angle here is the fact how many games have been played right now?
The
67,
70, yeah.
60 something.
Next will play like 70.
I was going to say, if you cut the season off at say 55 games, you're pounding the table at the Knicks are the hottest team going into the playoffs.
No. I'm not worried about that. All I'm saying is, yes, it's all about the ring, and it's always been about the ring, and that's how it should be because you want to win championships. What do you want people? You just want people to be acknowledged that, oh, they were great. Everyone knows Damian Lillard was great at basketball. And his biweekly paycheck also says, hey, you're really good. You're getting $1 million for 14 days of work, which you can then load manage. So
I think he's getting more than $1 million.
every 2 weeks.
I mean, I saw a clip where Stephen A. was breaking
he's making
down.
60 million. He makes $2 million.
I saw a clip where Stephen A. was breaking down the John Morant situation and just like reasons why he has to get his shit together. And then he started talking about strip clubs.
And then he started
John Morant
39
next
million.
year when his contract kicks in. First off, people forget that John Morant's about to lose probably $20 million off that contract because now he won't be all first team NBA. John Morant is going to make $500,000 a game. A game. Imagine we go to play pickup and after I Venmo you $500,000.
That'll be fine.
Oh, taxes. $250,000 a game.
Yeah, I would, and you don't even have to play anymore. All right, it's time for Cuck of the Week. If you don't know what a cuck is, don't look it up unless you're on a private browser. My Cuck of the Week
It's not that bad.
is Adam Schefter. Do your own research. Adam Schefter actually might be a cuck, but this.
Whoa,
No, like I said, do your own
no.
research. I like Schefter, although we do have a little feud, but he actually.
I don't know about this.
I know. I said, do your own. No, not right now.
What do you mean not right now? You just told me Adam Schefter watches his wife get screwed.
No. It's not like that. It's worse. So don't look it up right now.
I'm not.
No, you stop. Go back to the script. Anyways, Adam Schefter's my cuck of the week because Aaron Rodgers literally told him, you suck at your job. On top of the fact that maybe Lamar Jackson might have said the exact same thing. And then he tried promoting a t-shirt, which was like, saying how he sucked at his job and posted it on his Instagram. So in the week of free agency, Ian Rappaport had a great week. Fake Dove Kleiman had a great week.
Is he fake?
Yeah, apparently he's like he's like ChatGPT or something. Ari Meyer, I'm sorry if I'm butchering his name. He's in the fold. What's his name? Jordan Schultz. So like in a week where most people got it right, besides Garofalo, who tweeted that David Carr was back in the NFL, Adam Schefter, cuck of the week.
You know who's banging his wife, Jack? Trey Wingo.
Oh.
Shout out Trey Wingo, baby. Trey Wingo stood by his report, doubled down, and ended up being right. Jack, there was a report that you put out a little over a week ago about Ben Simmons. Would you like to do the Trey Wingo and double down on your report right now?
I don't think we need to double down. It's just like
everyone knows he's shut down.
Yeah, he's shut down.
I'm going to look into that Adam Schefter situation because I am curious. My cuck of the week goes to the fat man in Denver, Nikola Jokic. The goalposts are moving. This man
Why is he a cuck though?
Because this man had 36, 20, and 11, and the timeline was eating him apart. The MVP odds have gotten shorter and shorter and shorter to the point where Joel and Nikola Jokic at this point are now pretty much a pick 'em. And Nikola Jokic is finally experiencing everything that Joel Embiid has for the past 3 years is the reasons why he's not the MVP when he clearly is the MVP. And it's just beautiful to watch. And you know what's a shame is I don't actually hate Nikola Jokic, but this has forced me into hating him. And now that the odds are going shorter and shorter, now I have to go back to Giannis.
Yeah, I was about to say, the true cuck of the week might be Embiid, because while he's got his eyes on Jokic, someone's in the back door with his MVP trophy. Giannis is the best player in the world. He's probably the best defensive player in the world. He's probably the best offensive player in the world. And so for that reason, he's probably the best player in the world.
Giannis is the only running back you should ever pay.
He's absolutely insane. He's unstoppable. He's great. The Bucks are the 1 seed. How is Giannis not the MVP at this point?
So it's interesting. You go from you're now best team, best player, best record guy?
No. I'm asking you because all his numbers are consistent. I know Embiid averages a couple points more, but he's going to average more on this. Like, you know, Jokic is going to average more assists than both those guys. But how is he not the MVP?
He missed a lot of games, didn't he?
Okay. Is that the angle?
Well, no, the angle, which I was told by Sixers Twitter, is he has too much help around him. He's got another All-Star and a Defensive Player of the Year candidate on his team. Yeah. So that's the angle I have to go with.
Okay. All right.
Joel was the only All-Star on his team.
That's true.
Only All-Star on his team.
Imagine. All right. What's up next?
Wait, what the fuck? We got to stop letting Eagleson put this together.
We're skipping that.
Eagleson wrote in the doc, in the show notes, People's Pick'em, Dolphins plus 375 to win division post Rodgers trade. First off, actually, the Dolphins are plus 375. The trade hasn't happened.
That's true. It's pretty big.
He's just saying value. There's no value in a loser. That's something that I've always been told.
That's true.
And I've hear all about the Dolphins and Jalen Ramsey. I don't think we've talked since the Jalen Ramsey trade. Thank God it's what the puck and not that, because we'll hear it on Sunday.
No, we talked it.
Did we?
Talked it, yeah.
Yeah, you hear a lot about the Dolphins having the best roster in football, right? You would think that the best roster in football wouldn't be the third favorite in their own division.
They got Mike White.
They do have Mike White.
All right, we're ranking. What did we decide we're ranking?
Tonight we're ranking the top 3 guests that we've ever had on this podcast. More to come, hopefully live in the stew.
Yeah, in honor of potentially a groundbreaking guest. I don't want to act like it's like the guest.
It's not groundbreaking.
Like if we broke Lamar news, that would be groundbreaking.
Right.
That's probably our peak.
Honestly, I would rather have the guest that we're going to potentially have than have the Lamar scoop first.
Come on.
Bro, no one believes us. Except these fucking idiots from Philadelphia. Those are the only people that bite at this stuff. We have to stick to our lane.
Yeah, we do.
So we're going to rank the top 3 guests that we've ever had on the podcast. The reason that we're going to rank this is because right when DJ Moore got traded, all I had to say was, fuck him. He gave us the worst interview ever. And it got me thinking, who have been some of the best guests that we've had? And we've had a lot.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
So,
and we're about to get back in the guest flow, too.
We are.
Yeah.
We are about to be back in the guest flow. And this is no disrespect to any of these interviews. It's just, this is what ranked is, baby.
Yeah,
it's the nature of the game. I'm going to let you start.
All right. Greatest podcast, number 3 is Jared Dudley. Why? Because he's created so much content for us and we never had to talk to his dumbass. So I'm putting Dudley at
Jack's
3.
first guest is someone we've never had on the podcast, who we've had a Zoom with his name on it.
Right.
Because he was watching. Jared Dudley
Just focus.
is such a fucking narcissist.
You would do the same thing.
Obviously.
Okay.
I still watch like fucking overnight camp, intercamp game highlights.
Fire.
Imagine those existed. My first 3, my brother. You're sorry you're 3, but there's reasons for that, is Derek White. First in-person interview we ever did. I was nervous as shit. I was living in Philadelphia.
The lights were on.
I was coming to New York. It was our first time in the studio. We'd never interviewed anybody in person. We have everything that we see from this guy on the court, off the court, is that he's a quiet, reserved guy. And this guy came in. It took a little bit to warm up, but by the time we're chatting cereal and Chipotle vinaigrette, this guy's the most entertaining guy on the internet. And then we get traded him to Boston. The bump happens. He goes to the finals. He's been balling out even more this year. Derek, you're the fucking man, and we'll have you on anytime you want. My number 2, from the Cincinnati Bengals, Evan McPherson. This was part of... Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, is this like 2020 vision / like how his career played out?
No.
Okay.
No. The reason that I'm saying Evan McPherson, and I have no really outstanding relationship now with Evan McPherson, so I'm not, I'm just being honest, is we did the Evan McPherson interview during our draft series where we would interview a bunch of, so at this point he had not been drafted. He did not know where he was going. He was going into the draft, coming out of UF. And genuinely, Jack, I know we say a lot of stupid shit on this pod, even with our guests. This was the most fascinating interview to me that we've ever had. Go back and listen to the Evan McPherson pod. He's 2 years in the league now, right?
Yeah.
So probably around this time or April of 2021.
Yes.
2021 was 2 years ago.
Yeah. COVID was over 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy. And he broke down the science of kicking a football, and it's not just putting your foot on the leather. There's so much that goes into it. Torque, this, that. I could have talked to him for an hour and a half just asking him questions about kicking. And for that reason, for it being solely fascinating content to me, I'm going Evan McPherson too.
Yeah, it's a good call. Apparently his brother, who kicks at, I think, Auburn.
Is his name Jesse or Jordan?
His name is not either, but he wants to come on the pod potentially. So
How do you know?
Someone who's friends with him at school hit me up and said, "Do you want Money McPherson on the pod?" I was like, "We already had him," and they were like, "No, his brother I'm friends with." So maybe Baby McPherson, the baby goat of kicking, we'll talk to him.
Older brother.
Older? No, he's got a younger.
He's got
brother.
a kicking family.
Yeah.
Alex McPherson was an all-state kicker.
Look it up. Look up Auburn. I think he's an Auburn guy, and Evan kicked at Florida.
Brother Alex.
Yeah, I know my brother trees. I know. All right, go back to my number 2 because I forget who I put at number 2. My number 2 favorite guest on the Snapback podcast is Abe Grant.
My computer won't load.
Oh my God! All right, if I had,
it was.
Okay.
Do you think the mic picked that up?
No, it didn't. My number 2 guest, or my favorite guest, is Trayvon Diggs. He gave the funniest interview we've ever had.
I gotta go back and listen.
It was a draft series pod, and in the moment, I wasn't sure how he was gonna vibe, and that because we were going through our Wonderlic test, and then we asked him we asked him if you're running a race and the person in front of you passes you and they finish in second place, what place do you finish in? The answer, I believe, would be third, or it was supposed to be second, and he was like, I wouldn't lose a race, and it just had me cracking up.
Good
because
content.
It was a long line of
the
interviews.
draft series interviews are almost probably some of the best because these kids don't tell them.
Yeah.
They think we're legit.
Yeah.
And we
are. I mean, look at this.
We have a light. And a stew. We got a stew. So who's your number 1?
Number 1, Daddy Austin Eckler.
We haven't. It's kind of bullshit. We didn't get that scoop.
Yeah. Well, there's no scoop yet. I could source who is. I feel like that needs to happen almost.
Right? What we have a roster
I know.
of people that we can use. A good roster.
I know.
We don't have scrubs on this podcast.
No.
Imagine that we had 3 free agent decisions at our hands.
Yeah.
Austin Eckler, Trayvon Diggs, 2 all-pro players, and Derek White played in the finals. Yeah. It's we
got peeps. We don't have a line decision.
We do have inside info on Austin Eckler, but we're not going to release it yet.
Yeah, unless he texts me.
All I'm saying
number
is,
1 is
you
Eck. He took a shot on us early. He came back. He's become a friend. He's just and then he's a fucking animal too. How about the fact that he's one of the best running backs in the NFL?
One of the best running backs in football. He's one of the nicer guys that we've ever interviewed. He is sick at football. He
gets the
jacked.
content.
He loves content. He's doing all this stuff on the side. He sang for us.
Yeah.
He's come on more than once. He answers our texts. If you answer our text, you're in good standing with me. It's hard enough to get Jack to answer a text. My number 1, just because this was kind of a surreal moment, and I think I want to argue that he's the most famous person we've had.
He's not the most famous person.
I think he is.
Had.
It's Joey Chestnut, the greatest athlete to ever walk this planet. Plain and simple. He refereed Jack and I having a banana eating contest.
You liked it for that reason, because you won.
Well, I don't really lose. But no, it was just sick. We had Joey Chestnut, the greatest ever at something. We haven't interviewed someone that's the greatest ever at anything, except Jared Dudley being a bald-headed fuck. That's about it. But go back and listen to Joey Chestnut interview. Another one. Joey is someone who me and him go back and forth on Insta DMs. He did ghost me last time when I asked him where he was going to be for the Super Bowl.
I think that's the game being the game. Like Austin goes.
If you ghost, like that's fine.
You gotta just.
I'll just say I would never ghost them. I think that shows the status level.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I've ever ghosted like a blue check mark. Maybe. But you know. I got a lot of...
I've ghosted you. You've got to check.
Exactly. So the game be the game. So that's our ranked. Let us know. So
I think I won that.
Couple things. We've had the Discord. Once again, bother Eagleson in the Discord. You're going to want to be in there. But we finally opened up a podcast channel specific, and that's what I really was asking for. So we finally got that all ready to go. I got Casey on Discord today, and he's like, I'm a Discord guy now. You've never been a Discord guy, right?
Isn't that just like AIM?
It's like GroupMe, more, I guess, organized. Is
it just Slack?
It could be Slack.
Where every channel is a different topic.
Yeah.
Casey's at Discord. Imagine I came up to you, Jack. Like
I kind of want to I want to text you about stuff, but like it's through Discord. I want to get all our boys in Discord.
Okay, you just invented group messages.
Yeah. I don't know why I wanted to be on Discord.
Like imagine I came home from work one day and forget the idea of Discord. I just want to understand what Casey actually said to you.
It's organized.
And I look to you and I go,
though.
I'm a fucking Slack guy, man.
No, that shit's ass. Discord's a more fun.
What is the difference between Discord?
Anyways, get in the Discord. You'll see what the fuck is up. You'll see what the fuck is up. Second thing, before we bring Eagleson on for What the Puck, Eagle, you can prepare yourself. Do you want to put out your hockey pick before he comes on, or do you want to listen?
I want to talk him through it because it's going to make him a little bit unhappy.
Okay.
I also have to place that bet.
Okay. You don't have to place it right now. What you got? Schefter, get your bracket in. Oh, before this. Well, actually, go ahead. Eagleson, we will, unless you have anything important to say.
I mean, I just wanted to say shout out to Quinn92. He was a fun guest to have on, too.
Oh, fuck.
Quinn92, though, we were limited on what we could share with him. We couldn't clip anything. Remember that? It was like a weird
they
press
wanted
embargo.
us to promote his album, but don't
don't
show
post anything.
anything.
Yeah, it was like just listen to the audio. So I mean, there were so many great guests. Jay Williams gave us 4.5 hours.
Oh my God, I forgot about OGJ. I was actually obsessed with Jay Williams for a long time. I still kind of am.
Jay Williams was amazing.
Nate Burleson, the OG.
Nate B has been great. Dare is obviously one of my favorite guests.
Ike Taylor.
Ike Taylor, yeah, he
was scary. It's pretty much if you come on this podcast and your name's not DJ Moore or Jared Dudley, we love you.
Yeah,
you're always welcome.
That is pretty much the case.
Like who else wouldn't be welcome back?
I mean, no, everyone would be welcome.
CJ
back.
was great.
Everyone would be welcome back. I would just say like there were a couple draft guys. Like Miners was great too. There were a couple draft guys who just like. Not because they didn't pan out in the league, they just weren't that into it.
Yeah, fuck Denzel Mims while we're at it.
We weren't Denzel Mims fans?
Well, he was kind of a dick, I think, and then he was bad at football. So
fuck him.
So what have you done for me lately, League?
That's true. All right, Eagleson. So shout out to Quinn92. Mm-hmm. Love that. I'll get the timer up here. Are you ready?
Yeah,
I'm ready.
Off the top of your head, other than Quinn92, do you have any others that were your personal favorites?
Eckler was fun, obviously.
You said that.
Yeah, I know.
Original content, please.
Yeah. I don't know. That Quinn's really the best one I got, just because remember the whole thing, like my girlfriend loved him, and then he gave me an apology about it.
Ex-girlfriend, right?
Yes, ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 60 seconds in 3, 2, 1.
All right, so I probably haven't talked about them enough on here, but one of the Leafs' biggest rivals, the Boston Bruins, are the first team in the NHL to clinch a playoff spot. But they've lost 3 of their last 4 to some subpar teams, and you could probably look at this a few different ways. I choose to look at it through the lens of they're running out of gas. They've dominated quite literally all season, and we're seeing that start to fade a little bit here with those losses against Chicago and Detroit. Those older guys look tired during those games, and the biggest thing here, Ullmark. He's been phenomenal all year. He might win the Vezina, and we know how it goes for goalies when they get in their heads, especially goalies like Ullmark, who have never been even this close to being this good in their entire careers. Huge red flag. Also, Matthews did an interview talking about how he's been playing with a hand injury all seasons. For all the Leafs haters out there, he's been hurt. Also, Mick Lillard set the single-season point record among active players with 129 through 68 games, 29 more than the next closest guy, who is none other than his teammate, Leon Draisaitl. I've mentioned this prior to, but there's 2 playoff series in the East that are already.
Can't wait to hear about the 2 playoff series in the East next week.
Wait, so the best part about this whole thing is obviously Eagleson. Abe doesn't pay any attention to you. Like,
Yeah,
don't
I can
know if
see
he
him.
I don't know if he could.
I just said 2 playoff series in the East.
No, you heard the last word after
Yeah.
the buzzer went off. You missed an incredible new nickname from him. I don't
was
think you
proud
heard
of
it.
I'm tuning out those nicknames now because my official pick to win the Stanley Cup, the Edmonton Oilers.
Get the fuck
Mick
out of here.
getting it done. Mick One Ring. Nick Foles, Mick Rodgers, Joe Flacco. He gets it done and cements himself as an all-time. People are going to talk about Connor McDavid after this year like they talk about Aaron Rodgers with 1 ring. Is he the greatest talent ever? He might be. You've got the navy blue, the orange, the Jack. Look at these sweaters.
Yeah, which sweaters are you going with primary? Because I know that's where the majority of your pick comes from.
It has to do with a mixture of the odds.
Yeah, see,
So-
you're getting off your. Yeah, I don't like this.
You don't like those?
No, I like the Oilers.
See, I'm going to be honest. This is more of a narrative
I
pick.
know.
This is more of
They
a
don't
narrative.
have the most fired sweaters by any stretch.
They don't.
I was between
not
them,
bad.
Eagleson. I was between them and the Carolina Hurricanes.
Yes,
They're the
good.
cutest, the cutest of cute teams as it gets in the NHL.
Yeah, and
Didn't
they
you say
just
that
lost
about?
some.
Oh yeah, they're.
They just got
Jack,
injured.
stop talking hockey.
They got
now.
injured, right? One of the guys.
Yes,
just got
yeah,
injured.
one of their-
I'm
one
not
of their-
picking the Bruins, right? Here's my thinking. I'm not picking the Bruins because they're odds-on favorite. I'm not picking the Leafs, obviously. I'm not picking the Rangers because obviously. So that leaves me with like 5 teams, 6 teams. I don't really want to do the Avalanche. Didn't they win last year?
They did, yes.
Okay, so I don't really see a back-to-back situation. That leaves me with Carolina, New Jersey, Edmonton, Vegas. I had Stars fans in my DMs, and they sent me their uniforms,
yeah.
and they're pretty fire.
Like Dallas, I was surprised you didn't go for that one. Even Vegas, I like their jerseys up at Dallas. Like they're kind of the front runner, I would say. in
Put
the
your
West.
bias aside, and your
Yeah.
McFraud, Mick one way.
I
Mick
wish you heard
everything.
this one. It would have went so much better if you were listening.
What
for
did he
this.
call
Mick Lillard. It was really good. It was really all right. And
him? Tell me why don't you like this pick
he
of the
said
Oilers?
the defense.
He said that during one
Yeah,
of the puck?
they. I said it on previous ones before. They are like I just think their team all around. I don't know how is just bad. They're not deep at all. Like McDavid, Draisaitl, they're great, sure, and even guys that they've had that were good. Darnell Nurse, perfect example. He was good. He was one of the good parts of their team. He sucks now too. So I don't really know where else they're going with this. They have no goaltending. They have no defense. Yes, they have Connor McDavid. Yes, they have Leon Draisaitl. Yes, they have other like super mid guys. They're not winning anything. They're just
I get
not.
it. I get why.
Could you imagine taking NHL advice from someone who's never played hockey in their life and someone who
That's
predicts
true.
the Leafs to make it past the first round every
Leafs
year?
being the 3rd favorite to win the whole cup, not even to just advance a round, is pretty hysterical.
Am I chilling with the Oilers getting into the playoffs?
Yeah.
They're at the bottom.
You should be, but the West is way way more up in the air. The East is pretty
so
locked.
the value's in the East. No. Oh no, the West is the
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The
West
values
is
in the
the
West.
NFC.
One team, Abe, their jerseys aren't that nice. The Winnipeg Jets. That's my dark horse in the West.
Okay, so the Oilers are getting in the playoffs. The Oilers pay out plus 1,300. I like it.
You can like it all you want. I see that going miserably.
Well, who do you like?
I like the Winnipeg Jets.
No.
You want to talk about value?
Who do you like? Fuck value.
I like the fucking Toronto Maple Leafs. Who
see
do you
that.
think?
At
I like?
what point are we going all in?
Oh, I'm all in. I set a mental point for myself. It was a Tuesday, about when there was 20 games left
Schedule when you were
after.
going all in.
No. It was a game.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because they had so the trade deadline had finished. They had gotten everything sorted out. They went on a road trip. Didn't go so great. They had guys get injured like O'Reilly. And I thought, okay, they come back on the Tuesday. The season starts now. The rest of the season starts now. This is it. I'm all in. And then they went on there. They won. And it's been pretty good since then. I'm all in. I'm so ready to go. Playing Tampa in the first round. We're going to have the home advantage this time. I'm so ready.
What happened last time you played Tampa?
We're so close.
Went 7 games.
We're
and,
so close.
I'm off.
I do hope. I'm not even trolling. I do actually hope you win a playoff series.
Yeah, like I don't hope the Dolphins win a playoff
That's
game,
my angle,
But
is
like
like-
the Leafs, I would love to see them make a run.
I know I talk a lot of crap to Eagleson and just like mess around with him, but I do actually like love him. I love him like a brother. And
love
just
you
like I
guys,
love
too.
Jack, and I want to see his world burn. It's similar to Eagleson, but like I'm fine if the Knicks win a playoff series, right? It's not the Ravens. I'm
Mm-hmm. Not
fine
the same
if the
thing.
Leafs win a playoff series because again, it's hockey.
Yep.
The Dolphins is where I draw the line.
Draw the
because
line
that
right
is
there.
hysterical. And like,
Yeah.
what's the guy gonna do on Twitter? Start over?
Right, and like Final Fitted has got to be a new theme to it. There's just too much tied
Yeah.
up in that. So
Honestly, when the Dolphins win a playoff game, you're probably fired.
It's just over
There's
after
like
that. I've
no
got,
real
got nothing
reason
else.
there's no
for you to
need,
be here anymore.
especially if the Leafs win a
Yeah.
playoff series too. But these are
Yeah,
all,
and this, I mean, it's lining up. We also didn't get to talk Ramsey. The news broke after the
Oh
podcast.
shoot!
maybe next time on the Final Fitted.
Nah.
All right, fam. Well, March Madness is tipping off by the time you guys are listening to this. Eagleson, you're champion for the 2023 March Madness.
I mean, it's Alabama. I know that's obvious, but
Okay. Abe?
So I haven't looked at a bracket.
Really?
I haven't looked at a bracket.
Damn.
I will say, who is? We are, baby. The Nittany Lions, we are a basketball school. All right, so I'm looking at a bracket for the first time. I'm going to just go fire it off. In the Elite Eight from the South.
No, you're not doing all that.
Okay.
You're just-
Nobody from the South is going to win a
You know how
national.
no one cares about your fantasy team?
That's what I wanted to pick a bone with about you. You were talking a lot of shit via text yesterday.
Yeah.
About how I was giving my analysis, which you take it so seriously. I'm just saying, like, this is what I want to bet on. It's not that deep. You're calling me an idiot. You hate value because you don't look at Ken Palm, and you're telling me I've done all this research, right? And this is why you should listen to me. But 48 hours. No, yes, you did.
I'm not
48 hours before you tried telling me, don't do all that research. Nobody cares. You don't know anything. You know nothing.
Correct.
Stop acting like you do.
Well, now I know more because I'm deep in.
But you still
deep in the
what?
numbers.
Know nothing.
Correct. But what I do know is that trends on fucking TikTok are not what you want to be betting on.
Why not?
Just pick your champion.
It's not going to be the Nets, I don't think.
Probably
I
not.
love what Marquette's doing this year. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
I think I might be a
Fighting
Marquette guy.
Shakas?
We met someone from Marquette in Arizona, didn't we? At that Colin Coward party? Yeah.
What do you mean? Like they were just from Marquette?
He went to Marquette.
Ah.
You were networking. You were doing your thing. It was early at the Colin Coward party when I first got there.
Okay. Take him. If that's your reason, then take him.
My sleeper is
Look at a bracket.
Furman.
To do what? To win?
Do some shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Is that a sexy pick?
We're on Furman.
We are. Okay, cool. We're aligned.
We're gonna degen the fuck out of tomorrow. I cannot wait. Let's go. My champion. I'm going chalk. I'm going with Houston. It's in Houston. I like the narrative too. Jim Nance final four call ever. The final is in Houston. The Final Four. Jim Nance went to Houston. Houston's the best team in the country. They've been all year. Sasser's gonna get healthy. I'm riding the chalk, baby. And don't forget it.
Don't let anyone chalk shame you, by the way.
No, because it's still plus 500.
Like, there's nothing worse than when you show
Like-
someone your bracket, like, dude, it's all chalk.
I don't
You
give
know
a
shit.
damn. I don't give a damn.
They're better than the other teams.
You know what I did? I entered a bracket of full chalk in one of the pools because
You didn't take one upset?
People are not a single up. Well, I took
Everything's 1-1, 1-2.
no. I took what the betting favorites would be. So like Creighton will be a betting favorite over Baylor. So I was like, all right, I'm just taking the favorites and we'll see how it plays out because
Penn State A&M's a coin flip. I know it's a 2.5
it's
point
2.5
spread.
So I just took A&M because whatever. Anyways, I've called the last two champions, Baylor and then Kansas. I'm going Houston this time. If I hit 3 in a row, like you said,
You can be him.
it's not that I want to be
Yeah.
him. I just want, like, when the shit happens, I want to be brought on shows and shit. Like, he's predicted the last 3 NCAA.
Yeah,
games.
you need to be the tweet like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you guys are posting. Like, he's gotten the last 9 World Series winners.
Exactly. So let's go Cougars. I'll see you in your home city. Snapback fam.
Before we go, give me one team that's 1 seed or 2 seed that's going to disappoint early on.
The trendy one is
Texas.
The trendy Texas is everyone loves Texas.
So there you go.
No, the trendy one people are picking is Purdue. Marquette's on upset watch or Final Four viability. UCLA's hurt. The one no one's talking about though is actually Arizona. Arizona's the team.
They got some big boys, don't they?
Yeah, we don't know about Zona.
When do you think in college they'll learn that threes are more than two? Also, like when does analytics hit college basketball?
My favorite, I was listening. I have no clue what team it was, but someone was like, "Yeah, this team, the 10 seed, they shoot the most threes in the country, top 5." I was like, "Ooh,
Penn State?
I like that. They actually make a lot of threes. They're one of the best 3-point shooting
I know.
teams
I
in the
watched the
country."
last 2 games.
And then someone was like, but they're 218th in college and actually making the threes. I was like, you know what? You got to shoot them to make them. I'll take it all day
Unless you're
long.
Tobias Harris.
Or unless you're fucking.
Oh, we got 5.
Don't.
7 minutes left in the third. Not pacing, but
It's dead. It's
not dead.
I've seen. If I was on the under, it had life. But he's not scoring 7 more points. All right, fam. Have a great.
we should sweat a bet every podcast episode.
Okay. I mean,
It'll ruin the show.
have a great weekend of degenning. Have an amazing March Madness. We'll see you on Monday. Much love. Peace.
Degen responsibly.